Uh-oh, we live? Yes, sir. Contender Regime Boxing. Checking back in with y'all, man. Another episode of Merlot Fridays is going down, man. And we got the Merlot back in the building. You know what I'm saying? We done brought the Merlot back. I told y'all the Merlot was going to be back soon. And we got a hell of a topic to talk about today. I told y'all the Merlot was going to be back soon. Eclectic agitator in the building. Out top, man. Hey, my boy be showing up, man. My boy be showing up, man. What's happening? Tez Frank in the building. Salute to your boy. What's happening, man? I know I'm a little late, y'all. I know I'm a little late, man, but I had to make sure I had my Merlot pulled up, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit it with. Oh yeah, we got a hell of a show today, man. We got a hell of a show today, man. Let me see who in here. Strong Will in the building. Salute to you, my boy. G Mays in the building. Salute. Vigilante Cato in the building. Salute, man. Braden White in the building. Salute. What's happening? My boy Pancho Esparza in the building. Salute. Walter Lee in the building. What's happening, man? Y'all boys coming through. Kevin Brower in the building. What's going on, man? What's happening? That boy say he look like he fresh off a lick. Ski, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, police come, you gotta go ahead, chain roll that bitch up. Oh, I just got a beanie on. This ain't no ski, man. What you mean? Shit, I was just walking from around the corner. I wasn't doing nothing, officer. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we gonna let the folks get in here, man. Hey, we gonna cook today. Brett Woods in the building. Salute to you, man. What's happening, man? I appreciate y'all boys coming through. Y'all hit that like button if you can. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. But, hey, it's a done deal, man. It's a done data. November 21st is going down, man. What's happening, man? It's happening. Oh, yeah, we could talk about little Gary Russell Jr., man, and Bud Coffee, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about that too. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about that too. We could talk about that, man. Hey, my boy Pancho Esparza in the super chat. Salute to you, my boy. He said you the main event tonight. Hey, it's going down, man. Say Merlot Fridays is where it's at tonight for that boxing talk. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody been anticipating. Everybody been anticipating. It's been a whole lot of people talking down. We gonna get to that too. It's been a whole lot of people talking down, acting like shit sweet. You know what I'm saying? Now they see the fight official. You gonna see a lot of people changing their tune. You gonna see a lot of people changing their tune because there was many people didn't think he was gonna make. Many people didn't think they was gonna make this fight official. They like, nah, Earl ain't ready. That's what's taking it so long. That's why they ain't announced nothing. Earl ain't ready. All right. The closer we get to the fight, you're gonna start seeing people changing their tune. Yeah, man. Big Tex 33 in the building. Salute to you, my boy. Yeah, grab your drink, man. Cheers to everybody that done pulled up, man. Cheers to everybody, man. Yeah. Marquise Johnson in the building. What's happening? Yeah, man, I'm telling you. People gonna start changing their tune. The closer we get to that fight, people gonna start changing their tune, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about Earl don't look the same. He don't talk the same. He different. Okay. Okay. He different, all right. He different. You know what I'm saying? And I already know I'm gonna discuss with y'all the reason, you know what I'm saying, if you see Earl acting a little different or, you know, maybe personality, we're gonna talk about that too. I know exactly what it is. We're gonna talk about that too. Say I hope EJ get back with Blu-ray. Man, I hope so too, bro. I hope so too. You know, and the good thing is that bro already in shape right now as far as like weight-wise. He already on perfect track to hit weight. That way these next 3 months, Because think about it, it's the end of July. You got August, September, October. You got 3 full months to just work on your craft, work on your skill. And he can work on his strength and conditioning, building that muscle, you know what I'm saying? Just getting his body right, getting his mind right, and just working on his game plan. You dig what I'm saying? He got a whole lot of time to do everything he need to do. Savannah Thomas in the building, salute. He said he very different. He has the whole package. That's facts, bro. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? And I see why why he came back. Like people saying that Earl being distant, you know what I'm saying? Or he talking different. And aside from the whole dinner work shit, like if motherfuckers can't understand that simple concept, bro, come on. You know what I'm saying? Aside from that, but the fact that they talking about his personality changing shit, bro, he just see a lot of people was on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When the accident happened, people was changing. People was turning on him. You know what I'm saying? People start talking about, oh, he ain't gonna never fight again. He can't walk. He can't do this. You know what I mean? He see there was a lot of people on that bullshit. So now he like, fuck it, shit. I'ma just be me. I'ma just do fuck all that politically correct shit. I'ma just do me. And I'ma rock out the long way, the strong way. You know what I'm saying? And y'all gonna have to, ain't no more being friends. Ain't no more of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more being nice to y'all motherfuckers. No. None of that shit. Cause them same one, y'all turned on me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talked down on me. Y'all wished bad on me. Y'all showed y'all true colors when the news came out about the car accident. When people said that, oh, you know what I'm saying? He been in the hospital for such and such long. Y'all showed y'all true colors, man. You know what I'm saying? People that act like they was Errol Spence fans or act like, you know what I'm saying, fighters that's in the industry that's acting like they was rocking with Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? People start talking down, bro. People start talking down. Analysts and shit that was normally picking Errol Spence in certain comparisons and fights and shit started picking against Errol Spence. Okay, that's a bet. That's a bet. Now you see that energy change. But like Earl said, keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy. You see, now shit, Keith Thurman say he want to fight Errol Spence. You know what I mean? Everybody say they want to fight Errol Spence. Keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy, bro. Matthew Valentine in the building, salute. Levi Anthony, what's happening, man? What's going on, y'all? My boy Thomas McMullen in the building, salute to you, man. What's happening? He say, because EJ has always shook off everyone's best shot. That's facts, bro. But see, now we talked about the hate that was going to build up once he beat Sean Porter, once he became a unified champion in the division. But remember, we also discussed what this shit was going to be like on his first fight back. This fight is going to make Errol Spence a superstar, bro. This fight will make Errol Spence Jr. a superstar, dog. This fight is going to make Errol Spence Jr. a superstar. I'm telling y'all, bro. For everybody that already had hate for Errol Spence Jr., that shit gonna be magnified to a whole nother level. For all the fans and all the people that really love Errol Spence, that really rock with Errol Spence, that shit gonna be magnified to the next level, dog. This fight is gonna make Errol Spence Jr. a superstar. All eyes will be on this fight. Everybody wanna see what Errol Spence gonna look like. Everybody wanna see what he gonna do coming back. People want to see if he's still the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this shit is going to make Errol Spence a superstar, dog. I'm telling y'all, bro. All Errol Spence got to do is go out there and be Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And he going to be better. He going to be stronger. He going to be overall a better fighter. There's no reason to believe that he's not going to be overall a better fighter. We already know he medically cleared. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all a mental game. You feel me? And if you look at everything that he been through, now you had all this time to really push it in perspective. Now you see how dedicated he is. Bruh, probably 10 pounds above 147 right now. Probably 10, I say max 13 pounds over 147 right now. You know what I'm saying? Now you got he got 3 weeks, bruh. He got 3 weeks to prepare and game plan for Danny Garcia. Come, bro, that shit's scary, bro. That shit's scary, dog. That shit finna be bad, dog. And I hate it had to be Danny because I love Danny Garcia, but I hate it had to be Danny on his first fight back. I hate it had to be Danny, bro. I hate it had to be Danny. Let me see who coming through here. The guy George in the building. Salute. What's happening? What's going on, y'all? Say Danny and Spence deserve. Shout out to my boy Armani Rivers. Man, he always coming through, man. Let me, yes, sir. Already, man. I had to hit my boy Armani Rivera. My fault, bro. Always coming through showing love. Appreciate that, bro. Say Danny and Spence deserves more credit for their resumes. Hell yeah, especially Danny at 140. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, 147 is a totally different beast. But I also give Danny Garcia credit for fighting the likes of Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, just like I give Sean Porter credit for him fighting such tough competition that he's fought. Even though he didn't win all those fights, he fought nothing but tough competition. This next guy, Sean Porter, about to fight Sebastian Formella, something like that. I think Sean Porter fucking around and stop him. You know, but I believe that Sean Porter deserves matches like that. If you look at everything, all the work that he done put in. You know what I'm saying? Jay Cool in the building in the super chat. Thank you, my brother, for coming through. He said, man down. He's back. Let's go. He's back. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. Cap in the building. Salute to you. What's happening? Yeah, man. I'm telling y'all, bruh. We got an official date. Bruh, ain't no more running. All these motherfuckers that's been hating this whole time, bruh, they gonna have to go in the hide. They gonna have to go in the hide. And I'm telling you, if Earl go out there and do what I think he gonna do, because I think this is a good matchup. I think this is a good matchup for the fans. I think it's gonna be exciting to watch. It's gonna be a fun fight to see, especially if you're an Errol Spence fan. You gonna love this performance. You gonna love this performance. You know, but I believe that I said Earl by UD initially. That was my first thoughts. Earl by UD. And it still could be possibly a wide UD, like a beatdown, you know what I'm saying? Like touching Danny up for 12 rounds. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm leaning more towards something more vicious, y'all. I'm leaning towards something more vicious. And if Earl go out there and do what I really think he gonna do, bruh, everybody that's been talking down, everybody that's been hating down, motherfuckers ain't gonna make no videos. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be in no comments. You ain't gonna be able to find these dudes, bruh. If you betting on this fight, because there's gonna be a lot of people that's betting on Danny Garcia. They gonna be hoping that Errol Spence fucked up from that accident. If you betting on these, make sure you know these people in person, bruh. Make sure you got you got their cash out. Y'all put the shit like let a third party hold the money or something. Like, make sure you know these motherfuckers, bro. Cause I'm telling you, after this fight, you ain't gonna be able to find them, bro. You're not gonna be able to find them, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, people thought this shit wasn't gonna happen. People thought this shit wasn't gonna happen. Let alone, how many times you done heard somebody say Earl wasn't gonna fight in 2020? How many times you done heard that shit? Come on now. How many times you done heard somebody say Earl wasn't gonna fight in 2020? Bruh, people just talking, they not giving you no type of information that's based on facts. They talking 100% bullshit. Straight hate. Just hopes. That's the epitome of wishing on a motherfucker downfall. How many people told you that Earl wasn't gonna fight in 2020? The man got a date November 21st, 2020. Come on now. Mark Jaramillo in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's happening? Yeah, man, like Jay Cooley just said, bro, keep that same energy, bro. Keep that same energy, dog. Keep that same energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy. Everybody that's talking about, Errol Spence is cherry picking on Danny Garcia. I guarantee you them same folks that's really, they really against Errol Spence. But they gonna say Earl cherry picking Danny Garcia so they can try to take credit away from him. I guarantee you them same people gonna be picking Danny Garcia as the fight get closer. Just like they did with Mikey Garcia. Bro, this shit don't change. Them same people that said Errol Spence didn't have no business fighting Sean Porter, even though that was a unification match. They talking about, oh, Sean Porter ain't got no chance to beat Errol Spence. Soon as the fight got close, they like, oh, don't count Sean Porter out. Sean Porter a dog. You know what I'm saying? This the same guy they talking about that Terrence Crawford gonna smash. Sean Porter the same guy they talking about that can't compete with Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But soon as the fight got close towards the Errol Spence and Sean Porter fight, how many times y'all seen somebody talking about, oh, I got Sean Porter winning? Come on, man. Motherfuckers do the same thing every time, bro. It's getting too predictable now. These motherfuckers do the same shit every time. The shit getting too predictable now. My brother Eclectic Agitator in the super chat, man, he say, smash that like button. Thank you kindly, my brother. I appreciate that. I'll drink to that, brother. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man. That shit getting too predictable now. I know what to expect from these folks now, bro. I want you same motherfuckers to be present after the fight. I want to see your face throughout the whole process. Don't be hiding. The same folks that be in the comments talking down. You know what I'm saying? I go on Facebook. You know, I'm in this, my boy run this, this boxing group called Die Hard Boxing. Shout out to my boy Chris Nobles. You know what I'm saying? Got a lit little boxing community over there, man. Boys be talking crazy over there, man. I be like, what? This is how people really feel? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if you picking Danny Garcia, you really think Danny Garcia can win. I ain't tripping on that. Danny Garcia is a motherfucker. He can fight. Danny can fight. But I can tell when there's really hate behind that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? I could tell when there's really hate. Come on now. Mastermind 3 in the building. Salute to you, my boy. What's happening? He say, people forget that Earl ain't ballooned up going into this fight. He in shape right now. Bruh, that is a major factor, bruh. That's a major factor. When the last time we seen Earl 4 months out from a fight already within 10 pounds of the weight? Come on. And then also keep in mind, there is no rehydration clause on this shit because you got the WBC now. Ain't no rehydration. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no rehydration limit. Ain't no same day weigh-ins. You feel me? So he gonna be able to, you know, get in proper shape, let that weight sit on, let him, you know, acclimate to that weight, sit on that shit for a minute. Like I said, work on this craft. That's one thing that, that's to me, the biggest benefit for staying in shape is being able to work on your skills and your game plan in training camp. You don't want to spend the whole training camp running, diet, running, diet. And that's all you thinking about. Your whole mentality is, damn, I got to make weight. I got to stay on weight. That shit really take up like 75% of your training camp, bro. You don't want that. So it's a huge advantage if you can go into your training camp relatively in shape. That way, shit, you know, Earl and Derrick James, they focusing on the game plan. Earl hitting that bag. You know what I'm saying? He focusing on his technique. You dig what I'm saying? He focusing on his strength and conditioning. You know, little weightlifting here and there, push-ups, little shit like that just to keep his shit toned up. He ain't got to worry about losing no weight because he already in shape. That's a huge difference. That's why you see when people like to compare to Errol Spence that was training with Blu-ray, that's why you seen Earl get stronger as the fight go. That's where it come from. That shit don't come from just out of nowhere. That shit come from being in shape year-round, being ready come training camp time. All you doing, you focusing on your craft. You focusing on your skills. And as you doing that, you staying in shape. That's discipline, bro. That's discipline. But you don't see a lot of fighters that have that extra gear after round 6. You don't see a lot of fighters with that shit because most fighters, they don't stay in shape year round. They don't go into training camp within 10 pounds of the weight limit. You know what I'm saying? You don't see that all the time. You see that in a select group of fighters, and Errol Spence has always been one of those guys. And I'll say this, even in the Sean Porter and Mikey Garcia fight, you know, I didn't see Errol Spence get tired. You know, I came on here and told y'all in the post-fight analysis, I said Errol Spence kind of looked lethargic in the Sean Porter fight. I felt like he moved a little slower than normal. I felt like his reaction was a little bit slower than normal. But he didn't get tired late in the fight. Sean Porter actually was the one that was getting tired. But think about that shit, bro. That's scary. When you got a motherfucker that's less than 100%, that wasn't in shape going into training camp, and he's still able to sustain his energy throughout the fight and finish the fight strong. Bruh got a knockdown in the 11th round. Come on, bruh. Imagine what the fuck is gonna happen to Danny Garcia. Come on, bro. And I ain't even went into depth what I think gonna happen to Danny Garcia, man. Come on now. This shit finna be crazy. Shout out to the brother Gun Got It 04 in the super chat. Thank you, my brother, for coming through, showing love. I appreciate that. He say, my boy giving out chocolate brownies again. Man down. He say, a man down, best junior we seen in a minute. Hey, that's real talk. Hey, that shit was funny as hell. Y'all remember after the Kell Brook fight, that nigga Errol Spence posted a video, motherfucker throwing back chocolate brownies and shit. Hey, you could have came back cleaner than that, bro. That shit was two-player, bro. Motherfucker throwing back chocolate brownies like, yeah, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, who the fuck eating chocolate brownies now, nigga? Shit, if I was Earl, I'd have had the phone camera and threw one of them motherfuckers at the screen like, bitch, eat a chocolate brownie. Bitch, eat one of them chocolate brownies, nigga. Who the fuck eating chocolate brownies now? Hell you mean? D Right in the building, salute. Black Reality TV in the building, salute to you, my boy. What's happening? South Phoenix rising, coming through. What's going on? He say Earl need to be careful the first 6 rounds. After that, Earl may stop him. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Shout out to Melvin Powell Jr. in the building. I'm gonna tell you like this. The first 6 rounds is when Earl need to press the gas. When I say press the gas, I ain't saying be reckless. I'm talking about get on your front foot and push Danny Garcia ass back, because Danny like to start slow. I ain't gonna say he like to start slow. He just traditionally starts slow. That's just Danny Garcia. Now, maybe Danny and Angel and whoever is a part of their whole training camp over there, maybe they recognize that and say, you know what? Let's do something different. We about to fight a guy that loves to be first, and if you let him be first, he gonna take advantage. He gonna oblige you. He gonna take advantage of that shit, and he gonna make you pay for it. So how about we come out and try to, you know, throw some big shots early? How about we try to come forward? But honestly, I can't remember the last time I seen Danny Garcia. I mean, he in the Adrian Granado's fight, and he can walk you down. He can come forward, but in the Adrian Granado's fight, you know, he was kind of pushing Granado's back, going for aggressive for a knockout, but that's different. You don't see Danny Garcia just pressing, cutting off the ring, just, you know, just diligently cutting off the ring. You don't see that. Danny like to fight in the middle of the ring, mid-range, and counterpunch. He like to wait on you so he can hit your ass over the top of the head with that left hook or catch you with that mean ass overhand right he got. You know what I'm saying? So I really can't see Danny Garcia changing up everything and coming out aggressive the first round and just pressing. And that's why I say in the first 6 rounds, Danny gonna have Errol Spence. I think the smart move would be to come out early and press. Get on his ass early. You know what I'm saying? Because you get him moving backwards. You know, you get him down on the cards. Danny Garcia probably gonna really start getting shit going. Now, he dangerous. In those first few, Danny Garcia always dangerous because he's a great counterpuncher. Very accurate. His timing is some of the best timing in the game. You know what I'm saying? So he always gonna be dangerous, but it's gonna behoove Errol Spence to come out early and push Danny Garcia back. That way you gain that momentum. By, I say, 4th, 5th, 6th round, Danny Garcia gonna start noticing like, shit, This motherfucker pushing me back. I got to stand my ground, and it's going to turn into a fight. And I just don't think Danny Garcia can fight in the pocket with Errol Spence. You know, I think he can, you know, he got the ability to land some nice shots on Errol, but I don't think he going to be able to trade and stand in the pocket with Errol, because Errol going to be first. Errol going to beat him to the punch every time. You know, that's the biggest issue that Danny Garcia going to have. If you want to wait on Errol Spence and counterpunch Errol Spence, that's really not a great game plan, not for Danny Garcia, even though that's what he do best. To me, I don't think he has the hand speed and the quickness to be able to try to make Errol miss and then counter. I feel like Errol gonna beat him to the punch and be accurate with it. We know Errol Spence don't waste no punches. Very accurate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him being able to make Errol miss and then just counter Errol all night off the back. I don't see that. I think every time he allow Errol to be first, Errol gonna pop his ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be a continuing and ongoing theme for the whole night. And like I said, I originally said, shit, it's gonna be UD. Errol, and it could be UD. I can see Errol Spence winning 9 rounds to 3. I'm gonna give Danny 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. But now, just taking everything into consideration, this Errol Spence first fight back since the car accident. First fight back since the car accident. Feel like he got a lot to prove. Feel like he got to show motherfuckers like, hey, you see what he said on Twitter? You see what he said, this first tweet to confirm the fight. What'd he say? The king of the welterweight division is back. Motherfuckers thought shit was sweet. People, it's really people out here who thought bro wasn't going to walk again, or hoped that. Thought he wasn't going to never fight again, let alone fight on his first fight back a top competitor like Danny Garcia. So number one, he feel like he got a lot to prove. Number two, the brother already in shape, and you got 4 months until the fucking fight. Come on, dog. Come on, bro. You got 4 months to the fight. He already in shape. On top of that, this is what I believe. I don't know if this shit really gonna happen, but I think Terrence Crawford and them, they trying to get that Manny Pacquiao fight. And we're gonna talk about that too. I think Bob Arum and them really trying to make that shit happen. It could be Mikey Garcia for Pacquiao, but I think they trying to get that Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight. So that next fight could be for undisputed. Errol know what the fuck going on, man. It's a lot of things that's playing into this fight that's to me, you're gonna get an elevated Errol Spence Jr. You're gonna get an Errol Spence Jr. on another level. Remember, I made that video. We talked about this. Errol Spence is gonna be stronger than ever before when he come back. And that first fight, which is Danny Garcia, that's gonna be one of the most difficult tasks in boxing at that particular time. To fight Errol Spence on his first fight back is gonna be one of the most difficult tasks in boxing. Because it's so much riding on this. He not finna come back and just you know, go through the motions. No, it's too much on the line. It's too much on the line. Come on, bro. This fight is gonna make Errol Spence a superstar. And I'm telling y'all, I feel like Errol Spence gonna go in there and fuck around and stop Danny Garcia. I know that shit sound crazy. I know it sound crazy. Danny ain't never been stopped. Errol fresh off a car accident. I know that shit sound crazy. I think Errol fucking around going there and stop Danny Garcia. Come on now. Come on now. I just don't see Danny being able to beat Errol to the punch. That's the biggest issue. Danny is going to be dangerous the whole fight. But I see an issue with him being able to beat Errol Spence to the punch. Shout out to Mike Weary the Great in the super chat. Salute to you, my brother. He say, Lamont Peterson exposed Danny. EJ might stop him. Oh, my. Shout out to Mike Weary the Great for bringing up my next talking point. Thank you, my brother. I'll drink to that. The reason why I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all, if that Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia fight was a 15-rounder, he would have stopped Danny. Go back and watch that fight. He would have stopped Danny Garcia. He just started too late. And that's why you got to start early with Danny. You can't let him get up on the cards. You can't do that. You got to start early with Danny, man. You got to start early with him. Towards the, I would say, from the 8th round on up in that Lamont Peterson and Danny Garcia fight, G-May said shit, a 13-rounder. Because really, bro, really in my mind, I'm thinking, bro, fuck, if he would have started doing this shit 1 round earlier, if there was, can I just see 1 more round? Just let me see 1 more round, please. Because I'm telling you, bro, he had Danny. I never seen Danny look like that, dog. Go back to that Lamont Peterson fight. You could talk about Mauricio Herrera. You could talk about motherfucking whoever you said that Danny Garcia had a close fight with. You could talk about Lucas Matisse. I never seen Danny Garcia look like that. I never seen Danny Garcia look like that. You could just tell that Lamont Peterson was taking the fight to him and was just putting extreme pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? Especially the latter part of that fight. But going back to ERROL Spence and Danny Garcia, to me, bro, I have a hard time seeing Danny being able to change the pace. Because if you let ERROL Spence control the pace of a fight, he's gonna control the distance of the fight. He's gonna control the distance with the jab. If you allow him to control the distance and the pace of the fight, bro, I just don't see what you gonna be able to do to get your shit off. Especially Danny Garcia, who really rely off of counter punches. It's gonna be tough for him to keep ERROL Spence up off of him, bro. Like I said, if Danny Garcia somehow come up with a different type of game plan or a different type of style to start the fight off early, and I don't know if that's gonna work to his benefit, because I've never really seen Danny Garcia just come out pressing. Maybe against Amir Khan, but even then he didn't start the fight early. Amir Khan started to get off on Danny, and then I say, what was that? What, 3rd, 4th round? That's when he started to land his shots on Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? But I never really seen Danny just get out early. And that's what you're going to have to do on ERROL Spence. Look at how Sean Porter, the reason why Sean Porter had the success he had was because, you know, Sean Porter full of energy. You know what I'm saying? So his style, automatically, he was going to get out there and start throwing punches and moving and, you know, getting in Earl chest, doing little different tricky shit. But Danny Garcia really ain't got that. Mike Hermillo say Thurman was straight touching Danny up with some big shots in the 1st round and even buckle him with the overhand right. Yeah. Hey, a lot of people slept on that Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia fight. I felt like that was a good ass fight, man. And especially those first couple of rounds, shit, Keith Thurman came out that bit. Keith Thurman recognized the shit that I'm talking about right now. That Danny Garcia starts fights he starts fights slow. So Thurman came out that bitch throwing bombs. He said, hey, let me try to see if I catch this motherfucker slipping right now. He came out there throwing bombs. I'm talking about boom, like boom. You know, Thurman throw his shit wide with power. You know what I'm saying? Thurman be throwing them hoes. Boom, boom. He was throwing them hoes. And shit, he caught Danny with a couple of them. But shit, Danny stood firm. He took them, you know, and once he realized that he couldn't hurt Danny Garcia, he just continued to try to box to a victory. But the difference between what ERROL Spence, now ERROL Spence can do that. If he want to just box with Danny, I think he can box to a UD victory. But I don't think Earl gonna do that. I think Earl is gonna continue to press the action for the entire fight. As long as that shit lasts, I think he gonna continue to push Danny Garcia back. We already know Danny Garcia gonna be waiting to counterpunch Earl all night. And if you let Earl be first, he gonna be first. Ain't shit you gonna be able to do about it. You letting him get out first, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. The more and more I think about this fight, bro, the more and more I see a stoppage. Because I originally said it wasn't going to be no stoppage. I thought the shit was going to be, I'm thinking in my mind, shit, 9-3 Errol Spence, maybe 8-4. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But the more and more I see, the more and more I play this shit out in my mind, I'm thinking Errol Spence might fuck around and TKO Danny Garcia 9th, 10th round. I think it's gonna be one of those situations where we gonna see Danny in a in a position that we never seen Danny in before. You know, and that's one of the most exciting things about boxing is that you really never know what's gonna happen. You know, when I remember going back to Adrian Broner and Marcos Maidana, before that fight, I didn't imagine Adrian Broner getting up with the Bambi legs. I didn't imagine that shit. But that's what, in boxing, you never know what the fuck gonna happen. So I think this is gonna be one of those situations where we see Danny Garcia in a predicament that we never seen him in. We gonna see a facial expression that we never seen on Danny Garcia's face. You know? I think it's gonna get bad for him. Yeah, man, Big Tex 33 say Earl coming to stop something. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, the more and more I play this shit out in my head, I'm like, what can Danny Garcia do other than catching Earl with a, which is possible. Let's not get it fucked up. Let's not act like this shit ain't boxing and these ain't two world-class boxers and anything can't. Let's not act like that. Danny Garcia can fuck around and roach up on a mean-ass counterpunch and fuck some shit up. Danny Garcia is probably the hardest hitter at welterweight. If not, he definitely top 3. So let's not act like that. You know what I'm saying? Some shit can pop off that can make the fight more interesting than it gotta be for Errol Spence. Anyway. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, aside from Danny just catching Earl coming in recklessly with a mean-ass left hook or something wild like that, I don't know what Danny Garcia gonna be able to do to keep Earl from pressing that gas on him and inevitably getting him up out of there. The Soul Mace in the building, salute to you, my boy. What's happening? He say Earl just beat Porter though, and Porter was too much for Danny. That's one thing I don't like to use is the triangle theory in boxing. I don't like to use that because styles make fights and you never really can tell. That's why I say, you know, when people say that Errol Spence had a tough fight with Sean or this or that, and then I go out there and I say shit, but Sean Porter stopped Terrence Crawford. Motherfuckers look at me crazy when I say that, but it's styles, man. It's styles make fights. You know, I feel like with Sean Porter's, his size, aggressiveness, strength, and his style will be able to get Terrence Crawford up out of there. That's just how I feel based off the styles. But, you know, I can't do the triangle theory. You know what I'm saying? Because you really never can tell. In boxing, it's all about styles, man. It's all about styles. That's facts, though. He did beat him at his own game. He did beat him at his own game. Now, in this fight, I think this fight is going to resemble the Mikey Garcia fight a lot more. But here's the difference. Here's the difference in the Mikey Garcia fight. Number one, we already talked about Errol Spence's condition. His physical condition right now, his mentality going into the fight is way different from the Mikey Garcia fight. You know, he went into the Mikey. We saw him at the weigh-in in the Mikey Garcia fight. He didn't look the same. He looked like he was drained at the weigh-in. This is totally different. So that's one aspect. But something else that resembles the Mikey Garcia fight, but what makes it different is the fact that, well, Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia are both very, very good counterpunchers. The difference is I don't see Danny Garcia folding up and not throwing punches. That's what's going, and on top of that, with Errol Spence's mentality being different, with him having that the energy and the stamina to be able to do what he normally does, which is go for the knockout, On top of that, Danny Garcia gonna be throwing punches back. He not gonna fold up like Mikey Garcia did. He gonna fight in that bitch. Danny Garcia gonna fight in that bitch. So that's why I think you can see a possible stoppage. This fight gonna look like for the first, I'll say about the first few rounds, it might look similar to the Mikey Garcia fight. The only difference is Earl gonna be pressing. He gonna be pressing, but he not just gonna go in that bitch looking crazy. He gonna be aware that Danny Garcia is a great counterpuncher, just like Mikey Garcia was. You know what I'm saying? And Danny Garcia being a bit more powerful than Mikey Garcia, but I think just Earl whole energy for this fight gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? But as far as game plan wise, I think he gonna come out there, press him early, you know, use the jab, work his way on the inside with the jab, and try to break him down early, because we know Danny Garcia ain't gonna really start kicking shit up till about 4th or 5th round. And then after that, shit, it's gonna be a beatdown. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a chess match in between the middle rounds. You know, Danny gonna start trying to land some shit. He gonna start trying to get Errol Spence rhythm down, get his timing down, and start countering Earl with some shit. You know, we gonna see how Errol Spence, this fight, we gonna see Errol Spence jaw tested. Danny will land some shit. He gonna land something in this fight. You know what I'm saying? So all the questions about can Earl take a punch, all the questions about can Earl take a punch, you know, is he still the same? Is his punch resistance still the same? All that shit gonna be answered in this fight. All that shit gonna be answered in this fight. We're gonna see everything we need to see from Errol Spence in this fight. And that's why I'm glad that he taking a fight like this as opposed to what's that boy name? Maurice. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That goddamn boxing reject. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's that dude name that used to train with Joe Goostin and shit? Maurice Williams or some shit. You know, this is a difference between Earl taking a fight like this and taking a fight like that. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't have, if he would have fought the Maurice Williams, we wouldn't have known what the hell Errol Spence really looked like. This fight gonna show us everything we need to know with Errol Spence. Maurice Lee, yeah. You know what I'm saying? This fight gonna show us everything we need to know about Errol Spence. As far as his abilities, his condition, his state of mind, everything, his confidence. This fight gonna tell us everything. You know? And that's why I prefer a fight like this. Because this is not the end all be all. We got Terrence Crawford. We got possibly Manny Pacquiao. And then there's a whole nother division that we expect Earl to fight at and be successful and dominant at. So this fight right here is very pivotal. This is very important, you know, for the fans to just kind of see where Errol Spence is at. And maybe this is the reason why Earl said, I don't want no tune-up. I want to fight a top competitor right now because I don't want there to be no doubt in motherfuckers' mind like what type of condition I'm in. You know what I'm saying? You going in the fight right now with arguably the hardest hitter at 147 right now. You know? Shout out to the brother, the Soulmates in the super chat. Appreciate that, my brother. He say, Earl B. Sean at his game. Earl B. Mikey at his game. Versatile. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts, bro. And that shit's scary. That shit's scary, dog. I just want to see EJ get back to, you know, being able to use that energy, convert that energy and that stamina over to the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Yeah, he did get a knockdown in the Sean Porter fight, but I felt like, you know, if his conditioning was a little bit better for that fight, he would have been able to be a little stronger towards the end of the fight. You know, like I said, I didn't see him out of breath. I didn't see him winded. That's credit to him, his work ethic, you know, and just God-given, you know, stamina and shit like that. But I feel like if he, right now, the position that he's in right now, being able to go into the fight, go into training camp already damn near on weight, I think we're going to see a different Errol Spence. And he's going to be able to get back to that strong motherfucker that's going to continue to press that action and land hard thudding shots at a high rate later on in the fight. Shout out to Derek Lincoln in the building. Salute to you, my brother. What's happening? Ain't nothing, man. Just over here chilling, man, sipping on this Merlot. About to pour me up another glass in a minute, man. You know. You know how I go, man. Just kicking shit with y'all boys, man. Enjoying this great news we got. You know, Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia, November 21st is going down on pay-per-view on Fox. Turn up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say your little bread up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got some bread put aside for the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get your, I know you got the coronavirus going on. Shit, throw your little fight party. You know, if you want to be on the risky side, I'm going to throw me a little, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably throw me a little get together with a few people, you know what I'm saying? Something slight, nothing too crazy. You dig what I'm saying? Scandulous in the building. What's happening, man? What's going on? Alamein Cruz just pulled up on us. What's going on, my brother? He say losing them 30 pounds definitely affected Spence endurance and power. Hell yeah. Hell, just look at Roy Jones Jr. Just look at Roy Jones Jr. going all the way up to heavyweight and then fighting Antonio Tarver, what, months after coming back down? Like, come on, bro. That shit take a toll on you. Punch resistance, stamina, endurance, condition, all that shit. That shit take a toll on you, bro. That shit take a toll on you. And that's why I feel like we about to see a whole nother level. And truth be told, as much as I love Danny Garcia's skill, game, his mentality, just Danny Garcia, dog, bro, ain't never showed me no whole shit as far as in the ring. I ain't never seen Danny Garcia look like no hoe in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He may have started late in fights, you know, he may have gotten bested in some fights. I ain't never seen Danny Garcia look like no hoe in the ring. You know, so the fact that we got a guy like Danny Garcia that we can really test, you know, where Errol Spence at right now, and then just the stylistic matchup, I think this is perfect for Errol to go in there and put on a great performance. You know, we got a counterpuncher who a little bit on the flat-footed side is really going to allow Spence to really do everything that he need to do. Like everything, us as Errol Spence fans, everything that we like to see from Errol Spence, I think Danny Garcia is going to allow him to do that. Just his style, not Danny himself, but Danny Garcia stylistically is going to allow Errol Spence to do what he do. And we going to see who do what they do best. Because Errol going to come forward. That's what Errol do best. We know Errol can box. We know he can be very cerebral. We know he's a complete fighter. He can do it all. But Errol Spence is at his best when he's walking a motherfucker down. But Danny Garcia is at his best when he counterpunching, letting the motherfucker come forward and teeing off on him with big shots. Both fighters going to get a chance to do what they do best. And we're going to see who the fuck do what they do better. This is a great matchup, y'all. This is a great matchup, and it's going to be fun to watch. And I'm interested to see who they going to have on the undercard. That's going to be a big thing, too. You know what I'm saying? Because if the undercard lit like that, too, ooh, that shit going to be crazy. That shit going to be crazy. Cerebral shadow box in the building. Salute to you, my boy. What's happening? That's crazy. I just used that word. I ain't even see your name in here, man. What's going on? Crazy how the universe work, man. Crash 30 full in the building. What's happening? He's saying, regardless to Danny's pedigree, focus Errol smokes every fight at 147. I completely agree with you, bro. I completely agree with you. You know what? I was hold that thought. Let me pour me up another glass of this Merlot, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get right, man. I got to get right. I got to get right, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't be out here lacking, man. Oh, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. We back. We back. But look, going back to what you said, though, speaking about Danny Garcia's pedigree, you know, and how you think Errol Spence beat, focus Errol Spence beat every top fighter at 147. I was going back to watch that that Errol Spence and Kell Brook fight. Bro, I know y'all probably seen that shit a million times, but dog, shout out to Brother T in the building, salute. Man, just pay attention to the whole build up of that fight. Pay attention to everything that the commentators were saying leading up into that fight. This shit is so slept on. What I'm about to say is so slept on. People don't even recognize that fight as what the fuck it really was at the time. People don't call that fight what it really was at the time. That was the two best welterweights in the division fighting for a title at that particular time, bro. They said the shit. Now, the commentary was biased, but leading up into the fight, listen to what they were saying, bro. They were saying this is arguably the two best welterweights fighting for it all right now. At that time, I had Kell Brook number one. Aside from Errol Spence, I had Kell Brook number one. Then I had Errol Spence. Just because Kell Brook was the champion, I felt like the only motherfucker that was going to beat Kell Brook at that time was Errol Spence Jr. We saw the two best welterweights in a division duke it out. Now, that was before Terrence Crawford moved up to welterweight. But I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. If Terrence Crawford would have been in a division at that time, and he ain't fought no damn body, I'm putting Kell Brook over Terrence Crawford, bro. So whether Terrence Crawford was there or not, we saw the two best welterweights in the division. Whoever came out of that fight was going to be number one. If Kell Brook would have beat Errol Spence, he number one. Come on, bro. That shit is so fucking looked over and underrated. That fight was the two best welterweights in the division, and Errol Spence won that shit. On the road. It's no doubt in my mind that Errol can beat every welterweight in the world right now. It's no doubt in my mind, bro. It's no doubt in my mind, dog. It's no doubt in my mind, bro. He already did it. He already did it. Go back and watch that fight. That fight was what we think, what people hope for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford to be. That's what Spence versus Brook was. That's what Spence versus Brook was. Everybody that's saying, you know, Spence and Crawford, that's going to be the fight of the century. And I want to see the shit. I think that shit going to be fucking epic. Just because of the names, because of the buildup, because of the anticipation. But everything that Spence versus everything that people think Spence and Crawford is supposed to be, that's what Spence and Brook really was, the actual fight. The competitiveness of the fight. That's what that really was, bro. Those were the two best fighters in the division. Fighting for welterweight supremacy. I don't think that shit, I don't feel like that gets talked about enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that gets talked about enough. You know? That shit crazy, bro. We might have already seen the two best duke it out now. Granted, shit, Kell Brook is a thing of the past. Even though Kell Brook coming back talking about he gonna be ready in November. He talking about Crawford, if you want to fight, I'm ready in November. Right now, I'm not even believing shit Kell Brook talking about. But he been talking about he can fight at 147, and he ain't showed me that shit yet. He ain't been back to 147 since. You know, but he say he can fight in November. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman and Kell Brook. I told y'all, don't be surprised if you see Keith Thurman and Kell Brook get announced. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. But I'm really hoping that Terrence Crawford, Top Rank, and Bob Arum, I'm really hoping that they can make that Manny Pacquiao fight. Because truth be told, Truth be told, I don't care to see Errol Spence fight Manny Pacquiao. I think it's a great fight. It's an interesting fight. But I don't really care to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, let me say this. It's not like a fight that I have to see. Like, I have to see Errol versus Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I have to see that. I don't have to see Errol versus Manny Pacquiao. So if Crawford can go ahead and fight Manny Pacquiao, get his ass up out the way so we can go ahead and get undisputed, I'm cool with that. I hope they can get that shit done. I just seen Bob Arum came out the other day talking about he working on getting some shit, you know, him and he said the Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight is not a done deal yet, but they working on it. Okay, cool. I hope they can get that shit done. The soul may say, I don't know if Bud can beat Manny, bro. He'll beat Manny, dog. He gonna beat Manny, bro. He gonna beat Manny, dog. The same Manny that fought Keith Thurman, he'll beat Manny Pacquiao, bro. For sure. I think he'll stop Manny Pacquiao, bro. I think Terrence Crawford stopped Manny Pacquiao, bro. For real. Manny Pacquiao was showing me, even though he had enough to beat Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao showed me a lot of weaknesses in that fight. Especially in the later parts of the fight. Especially in the later parts of that fight, I think Terrence Crawford will stop Manny Pacquiao, bro. I feel like that night, if it was Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, or Sean Porter, all three of them beat Manny Pacquiao. The Manny Pacquiao that I saw that night. Yeah, man. Big Tex 33 say he'll brutalize Manny. Yeah, bro. I think he'll beat the brakes off of Manny Pacquiao. The first 4 or 5 rounds gonna be interesting because you know Manny like to start out. You know Manny be in and out that bitch. He jumping. He like a jitterbug. He in and out that motherfucker going crazy. So he might catch Bud with a couple of shots here and there in the first few rounds, but Manny was allowing Keith, once Keith started to settle down and box, because Keith came out with the wrong game plan. Keith came out there thinking he about to just brawl with Manny. No, nigga. Especially not in the first few rounds. Manny got too much energy. You know, in the first half, this old Manny that we looking at right now, in the first half, he gonna be like the Manny Pacquiao that we know. But later on in the second half of the fight, he gonna be the old man Manny. So Keith Thurman came out trying to fight Manny and like trying to like brawl with him and shit, coming forward and shit. Manny like, motherfucker, you want to fight? You want to stand in the middle of the ring and fight me? Shit, Manny Pacquiao was all on his ass. He like, shit, okay, bet. It's the first few rounds. He had a lot of energy. He was ready. But Keith Thurman started to realize, like, I can't fight this motherfucker like that. If I just sit down and pay attention and box, he gonna come to me. All I gotta do is box him, counterpunch. Bud gonna do that shit off top. Bud is not gonna fall into the hands of trying to just go toe-to-toe with Manny Pacquiao early on. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, he gonna fire back if Manny lands some shit, but he gonna be, I think Terrence Crawford is gonna be a little bit smarter than Keith Thurman. And I think he has more ability, counter-punching, speed-wise, timing. I just think he's more skilled than Keith Thurman. Let me see what my boy Puncho Esparza in the super chat salute. He say, if Manny takes the Bud fight, does that mean Manny respects more Errol, or what you think? That's a good question. It could mean that he sees Errol as a bigger threat. It's possible, you know. And it would also be saying a lot for him to take the Terrence Crawford fight when Errol Spence just came off an accident. It would be saying a lot that even though Errol Spence is fresh off an accident and you rather fight Bud instead, to me, that lets you know that, like, okay, he sees something in Errol Spence. But we already knew that, though. Remember after the Mikey Garcia fight when he brought Manny ass up in the ring, Manny and that bitch looking like, why you bring me up here, man? You know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't want no smoke with you. I don't want no parts of you. Before the fight, Manny was talking about shit. I'll fight the winner. Whoever, you know what I'm saying? I'll fight Errol Spence. But soon as he seen what Errol Spence did, he like, damn. So he don't just come forward. He don't just come forward. He can box. He has a jab. He thinks in the ring. He's actually a thinking fighter in the ring. Maybe this motherfucker is a little bit more than I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the expressions on Manny's face. Manny was like, why you bring me up here, bro? Like, I'm just trying to enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, I think Manny got some inside information. Like, I'm going to tell you something. Manny Pacquiao, Freddie Roach, his whole team, they understand what the fuck going on, bro. They got inside people behind the scenes. So, I believe that Manny Pacquiao got some information that Errol Spence was 100% healthy. You know, he was going to be okay. Wasn't going to be no drop-off as far as ability and health and, you know, anything like that was going to hinder his boxing. So he like, okay, bet, that ain't the move. That ain't the move. I'm pretty sure Pacquiao considered, hey, man, should I jump on this Errol Spence fight? This motherfucker just damn near died. Should I jump on this fight right now? He got the medical report. You know what I'm saying? They done told him, no, he good. He ain't got no broken bones, no torn ligaments, no brain damage. None, he good. Manny Pacquiao said, shit, I'll pass. That's what happened. So, again, I would love to see Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. Don't get it fucked up. Like, especially in Dallas, in my city. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a big fight for Earl. You know what I'm saying? It's going to catapult him to the next level. Yeah, I would love to see that. But am I, like, clamoring for that fight? Like, I give a fuck if it do happen or if it don't. I ain't tripping. But if Manny go fight Terrence Crawford, that's great. Let Terrence Crawford beat Manny Pacquiao. Now he got 2 belts. Earl got 2 belts. Bring them motherfuckers together, undisputed. That's what I want to see. Shout out to Gun Got It 04 back in the super chat. Salute to you, my brother. He say, what you think about Boots versus Virgil Ortiz? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Man, you know what? Let me drink to that question first and foremost, because that's a hell of a fucking fight. Look, I think that's a great fight. I did see Virgil Ortiz on motherfucking Samuel Vargas ass like he stole something. I feel like Samuel Vargas did something to Virgil Ortiz, bro. Something that they didn't report in the news. You know what I'm saying? Something went on, bro, to make him beat his ass up like that, bro. Something happened, dog. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Samuel Vargas said something about Virgil Ortiz's mother. You know what I'm saying? Said something about his family member. Something, bro. He was on dog. And I love the way that, you know, without the crowd and everything, you can hear those punches. You can even hear the fighters talking to the ref and shit in the ring. That shit lit. I like that. But, bruh, I sent a video to my homeboy. I'm like, bruh, hey, this motherfucker hit hard than a bitch. I'm like, bruh, them hoes look like they hurt. Man, look, I saw that fight. Spectacular performance. People thought that Virgil Ortiz was going to get him out of there earlier. I knew it wasn't going, you know what I'm saying? I know Samuel Vargas is tough. You know, I did think that with the shots that he was landing, I felt like Vargas wasn't going to be able to last to the 7th round, but he lasted to the 7th round, you know, but I didn't see any weaknesses in Ortiz. He was fast. He was strong, very, very aggressive. You could tell he's a thinking man in the ring as well. He's an aggressive fighter, but he's very intelligent on his aggression. He even he was spinning Samuel Vargas around also, and the ref kind of like was on some dumb shit, like, oh, you can't spin him around. Now I know sometimes he was using his hands, but goddamn, you know, for the most part he was using his footwork, and Vargas was just turning around, folding up. Shit, what the fuck you mean? Shit, if I spin a motherfucker around, I'm gonna put them hands on him. He folding up. You know what I'm saying? But he looked good. He looked real good, man. I like Virgil Ortiz. He can fight. He can do it all. Now Boots that motherfucker, dog. Boots Ennis, that motherfucker. On top of that, before we talk about the size difference, because he gonna have the size advantage and he gonna have the reach advantage. Before we talk about that, you know, Boots Ennis got the speed, you know, got the combinations. He got the power. He can put them bitches together. He can fight orthodox. He can fight southpaw, which is gonna be big versus a guy like Virgil Ortiz, because I don't think Virgil Ortiz seen nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be, if they were to fight right now, I'm gonna have to lean towards Boots Ennis, because Ennis is gonna present some things that fighters don't normally see early in their career. Even though both of those guys are very young, I believe Ennis is 22, Virgil Ortiz may be 20, 21, right? But Ennis is going to present some things to Ortiz that fighters that young don't normally see early in their career. Like, you normally, the shit that Boots Ennis going to bring to the table, you normally don't see that shit until you 25, 30 fights deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? Ennis is he's ahead of his time as far as skill. You know, he's a very, very, very skilled fighter. Now, one thing I haven't seen from either guy is the defense. What they gonna do when they got another guy that's just as talented as them, or possibly more talented on the offensive end? What you gonna do on defense? Do you have the head movement? Do you have the foot movement? Are you able to take a punch if a punch lands? You know, what's your punch resistance like? What's your heart like when you get hit with something? I haven't seen that from neither fighter, so I really can't judge them on that aspect. The only thing we can really judge them on is offensively, you know, what they have been able to do versus the competition that they face. And I think it's a pretty even fight. You know, I think it's one of those 50-50 fights, just based off of everything that we've seen. I don't think either fighter would go in like taking the other one lightly. You know, both fighters are very, very dangerous. But if I had to lean towards one, I'm going to lean towards Boots Ennis, just because I believe that he has more tools in the toolbox. Let's say that. Now, again, styles make fights. Motherfucker can have all the tools he want, but if it's a certain style that he going against that's you know, historically successful against whatever he bringing to the table, then, you know, you got to roll with that. But I'm going to lean towards Ennis right now. I just think Ennis got a little bit more in the toolbox. I think his ability to switch orthodox, southpaw, and to do it effectively. I ain't talking about no motherfucker, because you see motherfuckers out there that try to switch, but they not effective. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford is one of those rare guys that when they switch, very effective. You know what I'm saying? You will see guys all the time try to switch, but they not effective. It's really just for show. Just, oh, I can fight southpaw. Look at me. I'm throwing. No, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, when Boots Ennis switch, that motherfucker really can do equal damage in both fighting stances. You know what I'm saying? And the hand speed is impeccable. You know, combinations. My favorite thing about Jerron Boots Ennis, man, is the combinations. He remind me of Adrian Broner at 130. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner at 130, 135 versus Antonio DeMarco and Gavin Reese. Like, he got them hoes, bro. He got them hoes. He got a little bit of Roy Jones in him too. When you just look at the natural God-given talent, got a little Roy Jones in him too. But I gotta see these guys up against some good competition. You know what I'm saying? Let me see who done came through this hole, man. I appreciate y'all boys for coming through, man. Thank y'all so much. 7-8 sound in the building. He say Boost is entertaining too. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Very, very entertaining fighter. You know, and I think that's what's gonna really catapult him to stardom. I think you can see he got the flair, you know, the type of outfits he come out to in the ring, you know, the blinding hand speed, the power, his willingness to exchange and get in the dog fights, you know, and I think Virgil Ortiz really got the same type of energy though. You know, Ortiz, he gonna come out there ready to fight, throwing punches with bad intentions, you know, devastating, hard thudding punches. So, man, that's a great fight. What do I think is gonna happen at 147? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think that fight won't happen until 154, honestly. I think that fight won't happen until 154. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be mad if we have to wait until 154 because both of those guys are very, very young. Brent Jones say, you think Porter beats Thurman in a rematch? I do. I do. I think now, that's a tricky question because I haven't seen Keith Thurman since the Manny Pacquiao fight, and Keith Thurman has been talking a different tune lately. Now, I don't know if that's just smoke. We've done, you know, multiple videos on that. I don't know if that's just, you know, him blowing smoke or if he really feels like he got something to prove now. You know, he's called out ERROL Spence, a guy that he normally would stay away from. He called out Terrence Crawford, a guy that he would probably normally stay away from. He's called out Kell Brook, a guy that he would normally stay away from. So I don't know if Keith Thurman is really, if he's had a change of heart, a change of energy, if he somehow all of a sudden feels like, okay, I took that loss to Manny Pacquiao. I don't got shit to lose now. I'm ready to fight whoever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a fuck. I'm ready. If that's the Keith Thurman we getting, then he might beat Sean Porter again. But if we gonna get the Keith Thurman that, you know, that who would rather, you know, fight a top competitor as opposed to fighting a top competitor, he want to go play the flute. You know, as opposed to fighting ERROL Spence, he want to go get a perm and shit. You know what I'm saying? He rather go do a pink oil moisturizer session with a few of his homegirls, see who can straighten their hair out the fastest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's the Keith Thurman we gonna get, I'm picking Sean Porter in a rematch. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I just don't know what Keith Thurman we gonna get. You know, if we gonna get the Keith Thurman that say, I don't know when I'll ever be ready to fight ERROL Spence, I'm picking Sean Porter. You dig what I'm saying? I'm picking Sean Porter in the rematch. You know, but I just don't know what Keith Thurman we gonna get. And I do like the way that, I like how Keith Thurman finished the fight versus Manny Pacquiao. So I got to give him credit for that. He say, when Porter gets that IBO, will they finally make that belt count? I don't really know too much about the what you mean the IBO. I know that was like an old school belt, wasn't it? Or like one of those subtitles or something. I don't really know too much about that in the IBO rankings. Say Mr. Michael NYC or Mr. Michael NY say Keith B. Sean. He's going to fight him slick without worrying about getting hurt. I don't know. It depends on what Keith Thurman show up. It depends on what Keith Thurman show up. And Walter Lee say Earl will straighten his hair. Hell yeah. On me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, Keith Thurman like to fight in them braids. Hey, what if Keith Thurman was fighting ERROL Spence? Earl hit that motherfucker with a left hook to the body. That motherfucker whole braids just come loose. That nigga shit turned from braids to perm instantly on some Snoop Dogg shit. That motherfucker shit go down to his goddamn shoulders and shit. He somebody need to make an animation of that, bro. Somebody need to do an animation with Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman. Errol Spence hit that motherfucker with a left hook to the body. That nigga whole braids just come loose. Oh shit! Hey, one of y'all that's good with animations and graphics and shit, bro. Somebody need to do that, bro. Somebody need to do that, dog. Hey, shout out to Javon Freeman, man. Salute to you for coming through. Dallas Henry in the building. Salute. Say, what's next for Bud? I don't know. I'm hoping it's Manny Pacquiao, though. I'm hoping it's Manny Pacquiao. I don't know what's next for Bud, man, but I'm hoping it's Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Stone Love in the super chat. What's happening, my brother? Appreciate you for coming through and showing love. He say, put Keith Thurman in there with Virgil Ortiz. I want to see that fight. Ooh, that's a good ass fight, but I don't know if Keith Thurman would fight Virgil Ortiz. And honestly, I wouldn't even blame him if he didn't want to fight Virgil Ortiz, because you got a young, dangerous, hungry motherfucker in there. And if you beat him, hey, you just got a victory over a prospect. But if he beat your ass, you might as well just cash it in, because you done. It's over for you. But that's a great fight, though. Now, let's say Virgil Ortiz beat Jaron Ennis and then fight Keith Thurman. Okay, that makes sense. Or let's say Virgil Ortiz fight Yordenis Ugas, you know, or somebody, Sean Porter, somebody like that. Then he fights Keith Thurman. Okay, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even blame Keith Thurman if he didn't fight Virgil Ortiz right now, because he not going to get nothing out of that. Carl Brown, salute to you. What's happening? He said, yo, I think Spence will beat everybody at welterweight, just how disciplined he is in the ring, behind his jab, real talk. Yeah, that's facts, bro. That's facts. That's how I feel too, bro. Dre Spective in the building, salute. Say, I can't respect Pacquiao fighting anyone other than Spence or Crawford at this point in his career because he a champion. Yeah, bro. You know, and you know, I said that, going back to what Floyd said about Manny Pacquiao, with him being an older guy, legend in the game, he should be able to fight anybody he wants. But I also understand from the perspective of a fan, man, when you are a champion and us as fans, we want to see undisputed. It's like, bruh, either you gonna fight the top or you gonna let that belt go, period. You know what I'm saying? So I think at this point, Manny Pacquiao need to either let that belt go fight Mikey Garcia, or stud up and fight fucking Terrence Crawford, period. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao motherfuckers need to be putting pressure on Manny Pacquiao right now. And it's not just for the reasons of him fighting Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. He got choices. Nigga, either you drop the belt or you go fight Terrence Crawford, period. You got a choice. I'm not saying you got to fight Terrence Crawford. You can drop the belt because you a legend and you earn that much respect. You earned that much. If you not no champion, you ain't got to be fighting these young lions, these young Thundercats out here. You ain't got to do that. But you got a belt, and we want to see undisputed. So, Manny Pacquiao, either you drop that belt or you fight Terrence Crawford. Period. That's how that shit need to go. Ain't no telling what Manny Pacquiao got going on over there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that shit, because at this point, I expected to hear, I don't give a fuck about all this coronavirus shit. I expected to hear something from Manny Pacquiao. You got a belt. I'm hearing something from ERROL Spence. I'm hearing something from Terrence Crawford. I'm hearing something from I ain't heard shit from Manny Pacquiao. Dog, you got a belt. You got to come out and talk to the fans, bro. We need to know what the fuck going on. Either you going to drop that belt or you going to fight Terrence Crawford, period. If you going to fight Mikey Garcia, I want to see that. I ain't tripping. I'll watch that fight, but drop the motherfucking belt. Mikey Garcia don't deserve no shot at no title at 147. Drop the belt. Come on now. That's just how that shit need to go. Kevin Brown say you got to do a video on that. You right, brother. I'm going to do that. I got you. I'll probably drop that shit on Monday, bro. I'm going to do a video on that, bro. You right, because pressure need to be put on Manny Pacquiao, dog. Pressure need to be put on Manny Pacquiao, period. I'm not saying that you don't have the right as a legend to fight who you want. You a legend, Manny Pacquiao. If we count resumes, like for all the active fighters at welterweight, Manny Pacquiao got the best resume. He done fought every damn body. So I'm not gonna sit up here and just try to put pressure on Manny Pacquiao like you gotta fight such and such if you ain't got no belt. But if you got a belt, the rules is different, brother, and you already know that. And you already know that. So I'm gonna do a video on that, bro. I got you. Brent Jones, he say, you think Bob Arum would make, hold on, let me see. He say, you think Bob Arum would make Crawford and Pac fight with no crowd? Damn, that's a good question, because I've been hearing, I don't know this for a fact, but I've been hearing that even it's a possibility that the Spence and Danny Garcia fight, they may have people there. I don't know. I think they're trying to work something out with that shit. So if there is a possibility that you can have people there, I think they will try to work whatever loophole they can to put people in the crowd so they can get as much money that they can at the fight. Dre Spector says Spence and Garcia got a live gate. There you have it. I don't know. I haven't got that confirmed myself, but that's what I've been hearing. So they might have people at that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So with Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford, if they actually make that fight, I'm sure they can find a way to get people in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But even if they don't, I think it would be worth the pay-per-view. You know, Terrence Crawford gonna have to take less. Now, I don't know if Manny Pacquiao gonna take less. And we already know Bob Arum is cheap. We know Bob Arum don't want to break his pockets. Bob Arum tight as a motherfucker with that money, man. Y'all know that. So I don't know if he gonna be willing to pay Manny Pacquiao what he asking for. I think that's what's holding that fight off, to be honest with you. Just keeping it a buck with y'all, I think Manny Pacquiao probably asking for too damn much. You know, because Manny Pacquiao got a lot of people in his pockets. If we being real, he's a real nice guy, you know, humble guy, church-going guy, all this, you know, all the typical good things that you want to say. But he got a lot of motherfuckers in his pockets over there. Yeah, I seen the little documentary. I seen the little shit where he got everybody over his shoulder, like they doing his little numbers and shit. Like, yeah, you got to pay them and pay them. He got a lot of people in his pockets. So Manny Pacquiao gonna want to get paid. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it take to get that Crawford and Pacquiao fight done, they need to make that happen, because I'm gonna tell you like this: if Crawford don't fight Sean Porter, if he don't fight Manny Pacquiao, don't fight Kell Brook, that next opponent ain't gonna mean shit. If he don't fight Keith Thurman, that next opponent ain't gonna mean shit. You got ERROL Spence coming fresh off an accident, about to fight Danny Garcia. Come on, bro. ERROL Spence finna fight Danny Garcia. Come on, man. Come on, dog. Look at his last 5 opponents. Not even to mention the fact that he coming off an accident, a life-threatening car accident. He finna fight Danny Garcia. Terrence Crawford gotta fight a top guy next. He got to. He got to, bro. Come on, man. He got to. I don't want to see no more Kavaliauskas. I don't want to see no damn fake-ass Ray Robinson. I don't want to see that shit. G-May say, I'ma send you the Porter versus Formilla shit for the IBO belt. Yeah, bro. Hit me on the DM and the Instagram, bro. Appreciate that, G. Christopher Russell in the building. He say it'd be a career suicide for what you mean, bro? Man, I've been sipping, so excuse me if I forgot something. You probably referring to some shit I just said and I forgot. My bad, bro. Cinco Trey say Manny deserves whatever he asked for. You know what? Financially, shit, I agree. But is Bob Arum gonna be willing to pay that shit? And I'm gonna tell you like this: Manny Pacquiao can't be using that shit as no excuse to hold that belt. He can't be saying, they didn't pay me what I wanted, so I'ma just hold on to the belt and just fight motherfuckers that don't deserve a title. No. Drop the belt. If Manny Pacquiao just wanna be a mercenary and he just wanna move around and collect paychecks, that's cool. I ain't tripping on that. But drop that damn belt though. You can't use that shit as no excuse. Set that belt down and go be a mercenary. You know what I'm saying? Go fight for the biggest, go be the epitome of a prize fighter. Fight for the biggest prize. Do that shit, but put that damn belt to the side. We already know you won that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You won the motherfucker. Ain't nobody gonna take that from you. You won that bitch fair and square. But damn, we want to see undisputed. And we can't see that shit because you too busy over there trying to play politics and shit. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, Floyd dropped his belts late in his career. Shit, Floyd was willing, and that's one thing I respected about Floyd late in his career. He was willing to relinquish his shit for top guys. He was going to set his shit up for Earl and Keith Thurman. Bro, he literally said, look, I'll put my belts up for both of y'all niggas. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. Let's do this shit. What's happening? Keith Thurman didn't want no smoke. But he was willing to do that shit on some OG shit. You know what I'm saying? But I really can't put Manny Pacquiao in that same position because Manny Pacquiao, quote unquote, he's still like trying to fight these young guys. That's what he's saying. I don't know, but he gonna have to show me. He gonna have to show me. Salute to the brother Derek Lincoln in the super chat. He say, for always being the jokes in with the boxing, keeping us entertained and speaking facts. Salute, bro. Man, salute to you, brother. I appreciate you for coming through, dog. Thank you so much. 100, man. I enjoy this Contender Regime boxing talk, man. Just shooting the shit with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Say Floyd won his belts back after he dropped them. Hell yeah. On some G shit. But look, like I said, if Manny don't plan on fighting Spence or Crawford, drop the belts, let that shit be. I'm gonna do a video on that, y'all. Say Dallas Henry say Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko delayed. I've been hearing, I don't wanna go too deep into that because I don't know all the specifics, but I have been hearing that Teofimo Lopez has been considering dropping out of that fight. I don't know. I heard it has something to do with them not paying him what he asked for, you know, whatever. I don't know. But I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case because I'm gonna tell you like this. Number one, if they willing to pay you $1 million, bro, Teofimo Lopez ain't never made $1 million in his life. That brother ain't never seen $1 million in his life. He don't know what it look like. He don't know what it feel like. He ain't never touched $1 million. He just like me. I ain't never touched $1 million. So why the fuck you tripping about fighting Vasyl Lomachenko for 1.2 million? You ain't never seen that shit in your life. And also keep in mind that, nigga, we in a pandemic right now. What you expect? Bro, you like 14-0. Bro, like 14-0. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even put in the work like that. You ain't even been in the game long enough for you to be talking about, oh, this your first big fight. Bruh, Take whatever they gonna give you and make the fight happen. If Teofimo back out of this fight, dog, that's some pussy shit, dog. And I'm keeping it 100 with you. I don't give a fuck who got something to say about it. That's some pussy shit, bro. If Teofimo Lopez back out of this fight because of some money shit, that's some pussy shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I can see if it's somebody that's used to getting paid a certain amount and then they try to lowball them and say, no, we gonna give you this. Here, take this. No, that ain't the case. You ain't never got paid this much before. Come on, bro. You ain't never got paid this much before. Don't start that bullshit now. You got an opportunity to get us closer to undisputed. You got a belt, you need to go unify that motherfucker. And then Devin Haney got a belt that we need to unify as well. No, we don't need that bullshit, bro. We don't need that bullshit, bro. You ain't never made that much money in your life. Salute to Niam Ali, man. John Lee in the building also, man. Salute to y'all boys for coming through. Said that belt went to his head. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And look, I ain't gonna lie. I know y'all seen the little video too where Adrian Broner, you know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner had linked up. I guess they was like passing through or whatever at a fight. Adrian Broner posted up, he linked up with old boy. He said, look, don't let him lowball you. You know what I'm saying? He said, don't let him lowball you. Make sure make sure he probably taking that shit to heart. You know, AB about his money. He say shit, hey, don't let him lowball you. Man, you better quit listening to AB right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? You better get your bread because you in a pandemic right now. That shit ain't coming by easy. That shit ain't coming by easy. But hey, man, I'm about to get on up out of here, man. Again, thank y'all for coming through. It was a pleasure talking to y'all, man, and having this discussion. I appreciate all the love and the support, everybody that came through in the super chat, everybody that's commenting, everybody that's liking the video, man. Thank y'all so much. We're going to have I hope y'all have a great weekend, safe weekend, healthy weekend, man, and have a good time and be safe. And we also going to have a very productive week coming up. Like a couple of y'all had some good suggestions on videos, so we're going to drop those this week. And we're going to get it popping, man. Boxing is back, and I wish nothing but the best and love for y'all, man. Contender Regime Boxing. I'll holler at y'all, boys, man.